Welcome back to another Real Talk Reaction. This one is for Parks and Recreation, Season 4, Episode number 9.
Yes, we have a couple comments to feature from Episode 8, starting with JoJo77, who says, I love Ben and Leslie. Me too! I think the little back and forth with this storyline makes the relationship feel more earned, but maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea. During its original run, or maybe in retrospect, this little story arc seems super short. Maybe it's watching it now when we are used to extremely tight storytelling that the streaming age has brought about compared to viewing it 10 years ago when the standard was a Jim and Pam Ross and Rachel stretch it out over multiple seasons. Will they, won't they? That makes it feel dragged out to some. I think that's such a good point. Because, like, to me, though, like, for me personally, I don't feel like the Ben and Leslie plot feels long at all. And I think that might also be because we're watching Chuck at the same time. And Chuck has a very long 2 seasons in now, will they, won't they? And this has just been, like, 4 episodes. So I'm like, I'm totally cool with this. This is, like, working out for me. So, and plus, I love the dynamic of Ben and Leslie. And I absolutely love Leslie spiraling out of control because of the situation. I think it makes for super entertaining to watch, and I don't feel like it's too long at all.
And that's why they wrote it.
And then executive producer Lisette says, I love Ben and Leslie, but lately it hasn't been funny when it comes to their scenes, but thank God my prayers have been answered, and now we can get back to maximum funniness. I also loved Ron helping Andy, and I also loved Tom and Jerry working together and giving Jerry credit for being Tom's inspiration.
Finally.
Can't wait for the next one. I know. Jerry never gets any credit. Alright, he got credit for having a beautiful daughter, though. That's for sure.
He did. Yep.
Alright, let's get to the next episode, which is episode 9.
What's your question?
My question is, what the hell?
Like, how do they know who you are?
Yeah.
Okay. There are these things called cookies, where, like, if you go to a site and buy something, it will remember you and then create ads for other stuff you might want to buy.
So it learns information about me?
Yeah.
Seems like an invasion of privacy.
Dude, if you think that's bad, go to Google Earth and type in your address.
I legitimately knew that's where it was going. Like, he was gonna exaggerate.
The point is, Ben and I have been dating on and off for about a year.
I am, of course, shocked. And not just because Ben usually prefers tall brunettes.
We're very sorry for the position.
He almost started to laugh.
What's happening? Are you hugging me or are we fighting? Are you hugging or fighting? Let me know.
Neither of those things.
Neither of those things.
I love both of you. You are exemplary government employees.
Exemplary? That's the word we were thinking of.
Well, it's true.
Is it?
Which makes what I'm about to say even sadder.
Then don't say it.
I'm launching a full investigation into the extent of your wrongdoing. Please report Monday, first thing, to the council chambers for your ethics trial and subsequent punishment.
Oh, jeez.
Ethics trial.
Told you we'd feel better.
The trial of Leslie Knope.
Hey,
Oh, jeez.
it's 6:30 in the morning. Your hearing doesn't start for another 2 hours.
Well, I wanted to get here early, get a feel of the room.
So you got here, look, I'll be outside all day, right on the other side of that wall. So if you miss me, you just look at this wrinkled, hideous monster, and you'll know I'm sitting there, rooting for you. Okay?
Okay.
They got some weird ass painted pictures.
Marcus Everett Langley was Pawnee's greatest lawyer at the turn of the century. His nickname was Old Stoneface because of his steely demeanor and because he got in an accident at the rock quarry and dynamite blew up his face.
Oh my God, goddamn.
That's what's
Leslie
wrong.
Knope, good morning. It's snowing outside. Isn't that great?
You seem like you're in a good mood.
Knope B12 shots.
Violated any of
Just
the rules
not
and
feel
laws in her
depressed.
romantic relationship with her superior Ben Wyatt, whose hearing will be held tomorrow. Would you like to make a statement at this time?
Yes, I freely admit to the relationship, and I will not be fighting the charges that we violated Chris's rule. But we did nothing else wrong or unethical. In 1849, Sarah Nelson Quindle exposed her elbow outdoors, which was a Class A felony. Although she felt the law unjust, she acknowledged that she had broken it, and she nobly accepted her punishment.
Break any local, state, or federal law in an effort to cover up your relationship with Ben Wyatt?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. Ms. Knope, that is all.
Mr. Traeger, this says you're going to be calling 14 witnesses. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What?
14. Why so many? I've already admitted that I broke your rule.
It's not my rule, Leslie. It is an important rule that exists in every government. Romantic relationships between superiors and their employees lead
The
to...
files in the drawer and then get all of the file boxes in the office.
Put the files in the drawer. Let's go.
No.
Okay, I'll go with him.
Thank you. Ron?
Because he's like, I can't
Chris has
focus.
14
I can't focus
witnesses,
on your
and we're
words.
gonna talk to all the department heads and find out who's going to testify.
I don't know the names of the other department heads.
I'll go with him. Seriously? With the men in this office?
Anne, you
Seriously?
need to text me every 30 seconds that everything's going to be okay.
Okay. I just need you to.
She ran.
Thanks, Anne. I broke one rule and I will accept a slap on the wrist. But when you sit back and let your reputation be destroyed, you go down in history as a frozen whore.
Now she's a frozen whore.
I'm fighting.
Because she exposed her elbow. I can't.
Hey, got my computer on
Oh, it's
Great, you're up
ridiculous.
next. How is Ben? Is he sad? You need to cheer him up, Anne.
Ben is fine. He says he's sorry he's not in here. He said to look at the monster. I'm hoping you know what that means.
There's a rumor going around that Chris has a killer witness.
How? Why? That makes no sense. There's no killer witness because we didn't do anything wrong. Unless someone's planning to lie or
Oh, it's
something.
the guy from the.
Wait, just to be safe,
The concert?
I'm not
Yes.
going to silence him.
With pleasure.
Wait, let me make it clear. Don't silence him. Just make sure he can't talk.
I got you.
Do you see?
Okay, we're back. Clear this chamber, please.
Miss Perkins, Chris Traeger has questioned when my relationship with Ben Wyatt began. I'd like to direct you to your inbox, and specifically an email entitled Yay. That's
Yay.
Y-A and 18 Y's and 44 exclamation points.
Dates. What? Went from being friends to being so much more.
She's adorable.
And Ben and I hooked up last night. Ah! And I learned how to use iMovie. Call me later. Bye.
It's
So,
so Leslie.
What was the date you received that email?
May 12th.
May 12th. The day after we returned from Indianapolis.
Mr. Haverford, would you consider Leslie Knope a good employee?
Did Tom Ford turn around the house of Gucci?
I do not know, but I'll assume
I
that
do
that's
not know.
yes. How long were you two lovers?
Excuse me?
God.
Last March, I witnessed Leslie Knope and Tom Haverford engage in a passionate yet tender kiss.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
seems
Yeah.
that Miss Knope has a pattern of becoming involved with her coworkers.
Section.
But other than that, I
Jeez.
think I'm winning. I've refuted every one of Chris's claims so far.
I have here a receipt from the Pawnee Super Sweets.
Why is
Company.
Chris going so ham
Leslie
on her right
Knope
now?
I
submitted
mean, he got followed.
No, but like you didn't have.
Tax
She already
refund
admitted
is
to
not
the
to be
relationship.
spent
Why are you going
on
all
a
ham
bill.
ham?
Because he said it was happening
Now,
before
would
she
you
said it.
please describe
They're
what
trying to
you
prove
were
that
wearing
now.
the evening you saw us?
Khakis and button-down shirts. Your basic white people clothes.
And when you walked into the room, what did it look like? Did it look like anything romantic had happened? Court stenographer to bet on the outcome of a hearing?
You tell me. You're the one on trial.
Ron Swanson. To the stand, please.
Mr. Swanson, there's been a question posed about when my relationship with Ben Wyatt ended. Can you confirm that you own a cabin at 930?
I'm all very happy that I have not uncovered any additional evidence of unethical behavior. But I do have one last witness, George Williams from Public Works.
George Williams?
Always works.
Who's... Oh, George Williams? He's just a maintenance worker,
Yeah,
NASCAR
that's the
enthusiast,
guy
I
Tom
believe,
kissed.
And they paid off for
interesting
something.
tidbit, I once bribed him to keep my relationship with Ben quiet.
Yep.
Yeah. Called that
You
one.
were saying that you saw Ben Wyatt and Leslie Knope kissing at Little Sebastian's memorial?
Yeah.
Can you identify Leslie Knope in this chamber?
She's right there.
Right.
And what happened after this incident?
Well, I got real nervous. They came up to me and they told me to forget what I saw.
What you saw was not what you think it is. I have a gift certificate, actually, for you.
Oh my God. And then they gave me a $50 gift certificate to a spa and said,
And thank you for your discretion.
Ugh.
And did you
We
use
knew that was going to
Yeah.
come back and bite her in the
what a
ass.
facial. My wife said my skin was luminous.
That's
So you
not-
took the
Now,
bribe.
in order to cover up their illicit affair, Ben Wyatt and Leslie Knope bribed a city employee.
George, I know a volume, and let's just read up.
Okay, mine doesn't have any pictures.
So mine ain't got no pictures.
Did anybody find anything good?
I'm
That'd be
gonna.
me.
Can I get a different book?
Yeah.
The city council banned all sexual positions except for missionary. And 2 years later, they banned missionary.
1882. Should a Presbyterian speak out of turn, he may be caned across the shin bone.
Oh my God, black people still can't legally use city sidewalks.
Ugh. Look, I know we're not supposed to be sitting together, but I think Ben could be really helpful with
Just
this.
shit that ain't changed, you know.
Any woman caught laughing is a witch. That's true.
That's true.
So I'm like cracking up.
Person.
It's not that simple. You know what makes a good person good? When a good person does something bad, they own up to it. They try to learn something from it, and they move on.
It's on the record. You should take a look at the last page of the transcript.
No.
Yes, I will.
Zip, zap,
Mr.
zoop,
White,
zam.
Chris, for God's sake, would you mind not jumping for a little while? Mr. Traeger, sorry, Dan, but...
This is how I fight depression. Okay, fine, I'll stop.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Chris is
you are
losing.
prepared to resign, effective immediately, and take full responsibility for all the events that transpired at Wolf Sebastian's memorial.
Yeah, I'm done.
Mr. Wyatt, that is correct.
That is correct.
Mr. Traeger, okay, fine. This makes me sadder than I previously thought humanly possible, but I accept your resignation. Can I ask you one more question?
Was all of this, all the sneaking around, the scandal, losing your job, was it worth it?
Yeah.
Yes. It was.
Because I love Leslie. I want to be with her, and I don't want to hide the way I feel about her anymore. So yeah, it was worth it, because I'm in love with Leslie Knope. Mr. Traeger, that was beautiful. I'm literally crying.
You did that for me.
Well, I was pretty sure it was going to happen one way or the other. I hope it doesn't affect your
Don't
campaign.
worry about that right now. There was a piece of testimony that came out during the trial that I think you'd be interested in. Ethel?
She brought
Ethel, could you please read page 132 of the official testimony?
This is so cute.
Ethel Beavers. The official record has now... Get a ride home, it's freezing.
Get right home.
They're adorable.
Please state your name for the
Jerry.
Why?
Yeah, my first day here, he didn't know how. He just called me Jerry, so I just stuck with it.
And you know he's been there like
They've
47
been there
years.
1,000 years since the 70s. He ain't never talking about my name, fucking Gary. All right, that was episode 49 of Parks and Recreation, and hey, that was an excellent episode. No harm done on that with the Ben and Leslie right there. I liked all of it. That was excellent executed right there. It was funny. I love the ending. That end, that post-credit scene with Gary, aka Jerry, it's hilarious on there. But a fitting way to end. Of course, it would probably have to end like that. And Chris only had to do what Chris had to do, was maintain his dignity and do that. And then Jerry, I mean not Gary, Leslie and Ben. I mean, hey, it is what it is. That needed to happen right there. I hope they can go on in happiness at the end. Maybe he can get another job somewhere else, and she's still running for government, and they can be a happy family. But I do like the way the show went. That was an excellent send-off finish to that will they or won't they thing. So I ain't got no problems with it. I loved it.
This has to be one of my favorite episodes. Like I really liked it. I loved the whole court part. I liked Chris freaking out because he doesn't want to be stressed. And the level of like over exaggeration, even his the interaction between Leslie and Chris when she's like, "You seem very chipper," and he's like, "No, I'm completely stressed out. Like I'm like losing my mind." I thought all that worked really well. I thought it was just fantastic. I thought it was super hilarious. It was so sweet. It was so endearing. I loved having Ethel come through with the transcript. I thought that was adorable at the end. The team all coming through for Leslie as we knew they would. As best as they could. Andy and April struggled as usual, but like I thought all of it worked really well. I thought it was super sweet having Ben tap out essentially so that because I mean Ben knows Leslie so well that like this is the most important thing to her, and like Ben only stayed in Pawnee because of Leslie. You know, like that's not nothing that really drives him. So I thought all of that made sense. It was so well done, and then the end credits as far as like Gary, fucking hilarious, so good.
Funny.
But solid episode. I really loved this one. I thought it was so good.
Yep. All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk Reaction for Parks and Rec, Season 4, Episode number 9. And until next time, people, peace.